Hey guys, and welcome to another Lost Bits video right here on TetraBitGaming, the series where we explore video game content that goes unused, altered, or normally unseen. So I recently made a Lost Bits video on the Zero series, and many of you have also let me know that you were interested in seeing a video covering the ZX series as well. I aim to please, so in this video we'll be going over both Megaman ZX and ZX Advent. So with all that said, let's get right to it, go grab some biometals, it's time to find some lost bits. Okay, starting of course with Megaman ZX, first off, I just thought it would be interesting to note that although the Japanese version of the game had full voice acting for all main plot discussion, the international releases of the game cut it completely. Be it a budget issue or time constraint, it's kinda weird that one version would have it and the others just remove it completely. Thankfully, voice acting was later added in ZX Advent.
Time to find out where the booty is.
Anyways, first up for normally unused stuff are these unused color versions of Model O. Now I say it's normally unused because it is actually possible to load it into the game by using a cheat to give the player Model O in easy mode, where Model O is normally not obtainable. This suggests that maybe this coloring was intended to have been used if Model O was made available in easy mode. And next up is leftover data for a white card key, which unlike the other colored keys in the game, never gets used. Equally as snarky as the description for the other card keys in the game, the one for the white one would have read, "It doesn't take a genius to figure out this opens white doors." Yeah, well, maybe it does, because there are no doors in the game that require its use, making it quite literally a useless item. Unused items are good and all, but now begins the stuff that really gets me out of bed in the morning, you know? First are several hidden graphics, which appear to be Japanese text found hidden away from normal view. I absolutely cannot read Japanese, so if any of you out there can read these, please let me know what they say, if anything, because maybe it's not Japanese text at all. I don't know, I always love seeing hidden dev graphics like this. Okay, I'll shut up for a bit and just show you the rest of the hidden messages now. And lastly, but certainly not least for Megaman ZX, there is also a normally inaccessible debug test room which can be accessed by using the following action replay code. So right away, the first thing I noticed when loading into this test room is it really reminds me of the one we saw way back in my Kirby's Adventure Lost Bits from Nightmare in Dreamland, though here there's much less color. Another thing to note is that these tiles look very similar to the unused ones I mentioned in my Mega Man Zero Lost Bits, so I guess maybe they were used in a similar way there too. Anyways, this here test level was obviously used for, well, testing, so moving right from the spawn area, we got some ramps, different elevations to test jumping, and while jumping, there are these higher platforms to, I guess, maybe play around with dash jumping. There's this thing with downward arrows, which basically just forces you down and doesn't let you wall jump up it. Then here I thought maybe since the floor is blue, it might be testing some sort of ice terrain, but I really didn't feel any sort of difference when walking on it. Then later, there's a ladder test, this terrain, which again, although differently designed, doesn't really seem to do anything differently. Then after climbing this tall wall, you come across water, and this time it looks like it actually is programmed to act like water. There's also some spikes here, which yes, they can kill you. And there's also this platform with more arrows, and as you'd expect, they basically act as a conveyor belt and constantly move you to the left. And then finally, after jumping over another pool of water, there's a wall of spikes, as well as these uniquely designed blocks, which unfortunately, again, didn't seem to really behave any differently or have any other sort of effect. Overall, a pretty slick little test room. I'm quite pleased with this one. And now, moving along to Megaman ZX Advent, back to some more unused graphics we go. First are several leftover portrait images of biometals from Megaman ZX. These graphics are of models H, L, P, and F. But since they have no dialogue at all in ZX Advent, they of course go unused. There's gotta be some of you out there that enjoy seeing unused text strings in these videos, so don't be disappointed as ZX Advent also has some of those that go unused as well. By fiddling around with some codes, a dummy conversation string can be called into the game. This was very likely a placeholder string used by the developers to just test how dialogue would work in the game. Then there are also 2 unused character names found in the Japanese version of the game. The first being Coco, and the second just being a question mark. Who or what these could have been for is currently unknown, but whoever it was obviously wasn't given much of an afterthought, as both of these text strings were completely removed in the releases of the game outside of Japan. Alright, got some good news and some bad news for ya. Good news is there's a debug test room in this game as well. Bad news, it's exactly the same one from ZX, so there's really nothing new to report here. The game was developed basically in the same way as its predecessor, so I guess if the debug room ain't broke, there was no need to fix or change it. Even though we've already seen this, any game that has a debug room gets a thumbs up from me. I just love killing time in these debug rooms. Well, guess that's another test room we can strike off the list that we got to play around in here on Lost Bits. And yeah, that's basically all the Lost Bits in the Megaman ZX series, and I hope you enjoyed it. Told you it'd be a quick one. Gotta say, it feels weird making a Lost Bits video this short. And if you enjoyed this and haven't yet, be sure to check out my other Lost Bits video on the Megaman Zero series by clicking or tapping on the card right here. Subscribe here for future videos, swing by my other social media things which are all linked below, and if you want to support the channel, check out my merch over at TetraBitGaming.com, or consider becoming the latest member of the Bit Club. Click on the join button below for more information. Anyways guys, thanks for tuning in, and I will see you in a bit.